podcast of D22. I'm Marcus, and this is Satiri, and we're going to talk about passion today. So I guess since this is our first podcast, I'll introduce myself. So like I said, I'm Marcus. I am a fifth-year senior at Grand Valley State University. I'm studying geology and hopefully going to grad school afterwards. So we'll see how that goes, but this is the start of something new for me. So hopefully it goes well.
All right. And I'm Satiri. I'm technically a junior at LMC. I'm studying business and gerontology, which of course is the study of old people, because what's more fun than that? Excited to be here, Marcus. You ready?
Yeah. Thanks for joining. Okay. So like we said, we're going to talk about passion. This is going to be the first topic of many that we discuss in our various podcasts. And we plan on talking about lots of things. Hopefully they won't all be too sad. They should be pretty happy, pretty sad, depending on, how we feel on the day.
Hopefully.
So we thought we'd start with passion because I'd say passion's a pretty good thing. And I think we should obviously define passion because, we didn't even know what passion was before we came up with the topic. So we did a Google search the other day. And there were two different definitions that we saw. The first one was a strong love or sexual desire. We can talk about that, but I don't think we will. Maybe another podcast. But the other one is strong or extravagant fondness, enthusiasm, or desire for anything. So most people have passions for things like beer, music, dancing, all those various things.
Marcus, you got a good passion for beer going, don't you?
Not really anymore. What was it? Last year, I want to say. I did have a pretty strong passion for it. I was taking a beer class, made a lot of beer. It was pretty good, but I think since then I have kind of fallen off because I haven't made any beer. I think the reason why it was a passion for me was because I was doing it with other people that I liked. So I wouldn't call it a passion now. I do like beer, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't call it a passion at this point.
Gotcha. Sexual desire, says Jonah.
Yeah, I'm going to probably ignore every single comment my brother makes in the chat. I won't be addressing him unless he says something meaningful. But, so I guess right now, I can talk about my passion because I really only have one. And it's probably streaming. Recently, I've been really getting into streaming because being in quarantine has made it really hard to talk to people and make friends and stuff. And I think so far, actually, I've made a lot of friends over streaming. So it's a good way to build a community, especially in these times. Jesselyn, it's actually pretty good. It's a cider, though. It's a pineapple craft cider. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the beers that we had, but
pineapple beer.
I'm enjoying it.
How about that? Got me sticking to my whiskey.
So I guess we can talk about the whiskey afterwards because we all know Satiri loves whiskey. But so back on the topic of streaming, it's a really good way to make communities and make friends with people online. And it's just a good way for me to be able to play games and share, I guess, video games. That's another passion. We can say that's a passion of mine. It's a way for me to share that passion with other people that obviously like video games as well. But yeah, that's currently the only passion I have, probably because of quarantine, because I haven't been able to do a whole lot. But
so one thing I wanted to talk to you about, Marcus, was turning your passion into a job, because I know you have family members who have tried to turn their passions into jobs and have ended up hating what they do.
Sorry, JJ called us a couple of nerds. Obviously, that's true. We all know that's true because we're obviously having a podcast and talking about video games. But go ahead. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're not wrong. Events are fun. What can I say, dude? No, I just wanted to, because I know you have family members that try to turn their passions into jobs, and I just want to know how that affected them. Just get better insight.
So, I won't name names, but this family member he used to draw all the time. Like I have all kinds of like pictures and posters that he made. I guess that kind of gives away who it is, but so I still have a lot of those from when they were growing up, and then they started a job as a graphic designer with a t-shirt company, and after doing stuff with them for who knows how long, years and years and years, he slowly began to stop enjoying drawing and like coming up with, ideas of his own. And so now I've talked to him about this a couple of times. Now he actually just like doesn't enjoy drawing, and that used to be like one of his biggest passions and something he was amazing at, and now he just doesn't do it at all anymore, which kind of sucks because it, usually when you have a passion, you want it to become something you can make money with, but eventually if you do it too long, it can, not be something you love anymore. Or maybe...
Are you ever worried that might happen to you with streaming?
Oh, definitely. I'm always worried. Like, I mean, that happened with basketball. Basketball used to be a passion of mine, and it just eventually became a thing where it was too stressful, worrying about, always trying to win, going to school. Like, I had to make a decision of whether or not I wanted to go to school for it, and at that point, I think it wasn't a passion anymore. Just because I put too much pressure on it, and there was a lot of outside pressure as well. So I think that with streaming, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that point. But yeah, I'm hoping that passion shouldn't be something that you no longer enjoy. It should be something that you can enjoy until, I guess, it's just forever until you if you find something else that you love more than that. But I guess, so those are my experiences with passion, which kind of not the best, but streaming's been working out. But you're drinking a whiskey right now, and you're always telling us about
18.
how much you like whiskey. So let's hear about that passion and maybe a couple of your other passions.
Dude, so whiskey's an old man passion, to be 100% honest. I don't know any young kids that enjoy whiskey like I do. No, yeah, it started a long time ago, or not a long time ago. It started a couple years ago now.
A couple? That's
yeah.
Aren't you? How old are you right now, Satiri? A couple of years isn't a.
Yeah, we'll say it was when I was 21.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had an interest of it. I stopped liking to go to like parties and stuff. Like I never enjoyed doing that too much. So, being able to just like kind of relax and still be able to drink was nice. And it's kind of what turned me on to this in the first place, to be honest. And there's a big community out there, bunch of whiskey snobs.
Yeah,
100% bunch of whiskey snobs. But yeah, they're all good people, obviously.
So you love whiskey. Are you worried that this might become more of an addiction?
A problem?
Maybe a problem?
So, honestly, I try to limit this. Even though it's a passion of mine, I really do try to limit this. I don't drink that often. I drink maybe once a week or maybe a couple times a week. And even then, it's just like a small glass. I'm not trying to pour half a bottle down. To be honest, I'm not trying to go through college more years than I have to.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so you're actually just telling us, our little group in Discord, about a girl that you met and candles. So you want to tell us about the candles too, because that's a little bit different than your old man passion.
Candles are another passion of mine. Oh. I don't want this to be a sponsored video or whatever. I mean,
hey, hold on. We're not against sponsors here, Satiri. Don't say that.
We're not against. No. Woodwicks. I love Woodwicks, man. This one's redwood. It smells beautiful. And Woodwicks actually crackle like fireplaces when you burn them, so it gives like a nice.
Oh, that's actually that
man,
sounds pretty
candles,
nice.
Dude. I'm such a nerd. I'm such a nerd.
So how did you get into candles? Like, were you just like walking down the aisles of Meijer and you smelled the candles and were like, oh, well, I love that?
I mean, nobody wants a stinky bedroom, right? Like, I bring a girl over and stuff like that. I don't want my bedroom to stink. I want it to smell good. So I bought candles, and it turns out I just even when girls aren't here, I still like to burn candles and smell nice. So
that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any other passions that you want to talk about today, or?
Not in particular.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess.
To...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just wanted to talk about more about like your streaming and stuff like that. It's like there's got to be more than just streaming that you're passionate about.
So
have you
right
what
now,
passions have you lost
so I
that
guess,
you would love to enjoy again?
I guess there's two things: basketball and Quidditch. So basketball was like, I don't know, that was like part of my identity, but I'm okay with not having that. But Quidditch was, you could probably call that a passion of mine for a couple of years. Kind of fell off the last year or so for various reasons, but Quidditch is a lot of fun. Jesselyn just said she would love to have a candle podcast, so we can probably do that eventually. Rocks, Colleen, we can probably talk about rocks one day too. I think we have that lined up for another day, but we can talk about rocks. I would love to talk about candles though, Satiri, because I might get into these candles.
Dude, I really enjoy candles.
I have a couple of candles left over from the person that lived here before.
Nothing's better than having a nice smelling room when someone comes over. That's all I'm saying. Really helps with the mood, you know?
Yeah,
it smells wonderful. I mean,
yeah.
I'll give you a bunch of recommendations.
Sounds good to me. Now we've got Jesselyn wanting rocks too. We'll get there. I think we're going to do an outdoors podcast eventually.
Talk more about rocks, Marcus.
Rocks? Oh, I don't know if rocks is a passion of mine right now.
Yeah, how did you... I'm genuinely curious about this. How did you end up finding out you liked rocks so much?
Okay. Yeah, I can talk about that. Actually, I don't know. So I guess Colleen and Jesselyn, they're a couple of good friends of mine. They graduated recently. And I don't remember if I told Jesselyn about how I got into geology, because her and I, we had what was it? I don't remember how many hours it was that we had to sit in a car together driving down to Florida and back, but it was quite a few, quite a few. But so I got into geology my sophomore year, I want to say, so about 3 years ago. It actually started out with me trying to be an engineer, as a lot of geology students at Grand Valley start off as engineers, and that was something that I was really interested in growing up. And honestly, I think that's probably a little bit of pressure from my dad, because engineers make money. They're like guaranteed money after you get a degree. So that was something I wanted to do. But geology was something I found while browsing various school websites. I wanted to do something, get a degree in like the sciences, but I also really enjoyed being outside because I was always outside growing up. And so I found geology, and I'm pretty sure, I think it was Grand Valley's website that was like, do you like being outside? Do you like sciences? Oh, we didn't talk about it, Jess? Oh, that's actually, But, so like, it was just like, I guess the questions that they had asked, they were like, because I had always spent time outside, and I was like, okay, so I can do science outside, not be cooped up in like a cubicle for the rest of my life, and I can make money doing it. So I got into geology. What was it? Sophomore year, our 110 course. Who did I have? Kelly. I had Kelly. That was good. And then sophomore year, the winter semester, 112 is another like intro class. And then I think it really wasn't until my third semester at Grand Valley when I don't know, one of the field trips, we went out and I was like, wow, this is actually so much fun, and I could do this every single day. Just look at rocks, study the rocks. And honestly, it's become more than just rocks. It's kind of funny because most people think geology is all about rocks, and it's not. We try to tell people that it's not, but then it always comes back around to we just love rocks. But I think it was really the field trips and the people that I met on the field trips that made me love rocks, because I think that it became a passion of mine because of other people's excitement and their passion for rocks. And it just rubbed off on me.
It's nice that it's nice you were able to discover it, because I feel like not many people are able to like to discover their passions at all. Like I feel like there's just a ton of people that just go through life not figuring out what they like, or not figuring out what they want to be able to do.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just it is a difficult thing, because I don't think people go and start searching for passions. I feel like if you do that, it doesn't end up being a passion. But yeah, I guess developing it was something interesting too, because I don't think I was really interested in rocks to start. And so going through geology, it's kind of awkward being interested in rocks. But once you got into like what rocks are and like what makes them and like all the types of rocks, it's pretty fun. I guess is what I can say about that.
All I want to know is, are you eventually going to go and study in volcanoes and stuff, like rock formations from volcanoes?
I actually
that's bad.
Don't know. That
going to study lava and stuff.
That was what I wanted to do for like the last couple of years, but I'm slowly going away from that and being more interested in energy. But it's the number one is geothermal energy, so I could end up working around volcanoes, because I would love to work in Iceland, and there's a lot of volcanoes there to study and do geothermal energy with. And that could become a job, and hopefully it doesn't.
You've traveled a lot, haven't you?
Yeah, I have actually. Oh, I guess. Yeah. So
That's another. I'd say that's a passion of yours.
Yeah. I can agree with that, because traveling is a great thing, and yeah, like Jess said, geology isn't just rocks; it's the whole Earth. We studied how the Earth is all interconnected, and rocks are just part of that. So I guess part of that, how she said it's the whole Earth. I've always just wanted to travel growing up, and
retweet.
Actually, I think geology is going to help with that. But traveling has been a wonderful thing, seeing different cultures, eating different foods. Maybe it's the food that's the reason why I want to travel the most. But being able to do all that, I've been to Iceland, Spain, Paris, I guess multiple places in Spain, London. I'm hoping to go to Japan. So it's just nice to go and visit other places and see what they're like compared to America, because so far a lot of the things that they do I find better than what we do here. So I guess the biggest thing is it's just nice to see differences and get to know other cultures, because we can like watch documentaries or like read books about it, but it's not the same as actually just going and being a part of the culture for a little bit. So I guess let's talk about.
You gotta come to Greece sometime to visit.
I would love to. I would love to do that. But so I want to talk about.
I'll make you a good Euro. Trust me.
Why do you need to go to Greece for that? Can you just do that for me right now? Like, I'll just visit you.
Dude, it's not authentic here, man. They basically chop it off the lamb over there.
Okay, so we can talk about that. Are you passionate about Greece or anything involving Greece? Like, is there something?
I'm passionate about traveling. So
okay,
let's
hear about your travels. Let's hear about that.
Ever since I was young, I've always traveled since I was young.
Mm-hmm.
God, I've been to too many different countries. I have 8 states left for all 50. It's mainly like the Dakotas and like Montana, and then I think like Maine and Vermont.
Okay.
A couple others I'm definitely forgetting, but.
Have you been to Hawaii and Alaska already?
Traveling is just fun. I have actually. I have been to Hawaii and Alaska.
Oh wow. Okay, so those are. I feel like
in
those
Alaska,
are the two that people don't go to.
Yeah. So Alaska's beautiful. If there were more people, I would love to move up there because of how beautiful it is. But it's so isolated that I feel like there's not that much you can do besides try to survive up there. Yeah.
Okay.
But oh man, dude, I would love to spend like a week just under the stars, like in one of their parks up there, just camping out. Oh man, that'd be the life right there. It'd be perfect.
Okay, so So something that comes up a lot when people talk about passions is how much they enjoy something, and we were talking about this when we were prepping for this. Um, I feel like a lot of people think that just because they enjoy something, it's a passion, but I want to disagree with that, I guess. And I wanted to know your opinion on the difference between just enjoying something and it being a passion of yours. And if you think there's, I guess if you think there's a difference between those.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference actually between enjoying something and calling it a passion. Like you were saying, like how you wouldn't really describe beer as your passion, but you enjoy it. It's kind of the same way for me. I enjoy drinking beer, but I don't enjoy it enough to want to learn more about it.
Right.
And to want to continue to educate myself about it. I feel like most people try to call things that they just kind of like passions, even though they might not be educated on any part of that.
Yeah. So I guess another question could be, so you just mentioned being educated and wanting to know more. Would you say part of a passion is wanting to know more about something and like gaining more knowledge about it and maybe like dabbling in like getting involved in it a little bit? So like for beer as an example, would like making it be like help make it a passion, something like that?
Oh yeah. Educating yourself or like wanting to learn more has to be a huge part of it, because how are you going to make yourself and further enjoy your passion if you're not trying to learn more about it? Otherwise you just kind of like something.
Right.
Yeah.
So you our list doesn't actually have this anymore, but you had mentioned ikigai, a Japanese form of passion, I think. I don't know the details of it, but you want to brush on that a little bit?
Yes. So it's yeah, I can try to.
Okay.
It's something I've been recently doing more research in, but it's more about the pursuit of happiness and finding passions to help make your life happier. Yeah. So something to talk about in Ikigai is that your passions aren't just like we were just talking about. They're not just things you just like. They're things you want to become more well-versed in and learn further.
Okay.
Yeah. I would recommend. There's a good YouTube channel called Ikigai, I believe. And they have a lot of good videos for anyone who wants to learn more about it.
Let me see if I can find it and send it in the chat. Ikigai. I'm assuming it's this guy. I think this was the channel that you. Here, let's.
There's a music channel too, so it's kind of.
Oh, is this the music channel that I just found then? Oh, that's definitely the music channel that I just found.
It might be. There's one by Improvement Pill. That's amazing. I would recommend that video a lot. Here, I can copy and paste it into the channel. Yep.
Okay, so we've got a few viewers in the chat.
Description either, but
where did you send it?
I posted it in the chat, and I can send it later, so we can post it in the description of the video.
Oh, okay, sounds good. So we
do
have
a very good video. I would recommend everybody to watch.
Yeah. So we have some viewers. I don't know how long we wanted to make this, but it's getting close to 30 minutes, which I'd say is pretty good for one topic. Does anyone in the chat have any questions or want to talk about their passions at all? Because it's always nice to know what other people are interested in.
Actually, we should open it to the floor.
So we'll give them a sec to decide and maybe type, because I don't know how long it's gonna be. I was just gonna. I wanted to say
of more candles, by the way.
Here we go. That works.
This brand right here. This is Woodwick too, but Woodwick, they have a warm tobacco. Oh. And it crackles when it burns too. Man, I'm telling you, Woodwicks are the best candles you can buy. Some of them are a little expensive, but like the small black jars they sell, nice and cheap.
Okay, so Jesselyn just asked how we know each
How
other.
we all know each other.
So we met in high school. We played basketball and soccer for a little bit, and we weren't close at all, I would say. Like, we were just like classmates and team members. And actually, I think we've talked
Sam was
about
too scared
this.
to face me one-on-one on the basketball court.
Okay, first of
Let's have
all,
that on record.
I still don't like playing one-on-one. I don't think it helps, but we we won't talk about that right now. We can talk about that another time. But we, I guess, rekindled our friendship. I don't know if that works. Couple years ago, I think it wasn't
How
until
long
we were
ago? It
both
was
in
like
college.
3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah, so it was at least
Yeah, it was my freshman year of college. We started playing games
okay.
together.
So I was probably a
First impression of each
sophomore.
other.
This isn't really off topic, Therese. This is we're talking about how we
When
met
did we-
each other.
Yeah, when did we actually meet?
Yeah, I have no freaking clue, so I can't really answer that
I
question.
kind of just knew you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the curse of being in a small town and playing a sport is people just know you, and that kind of I feel like that happened with me. But actually, I think in high school, didn't people call you Mini Me? Was that you?
Mini Marcus, dude.
And that's okay. So that's
Totally wasn't you though.
No, I didn't. Why would I start that? No, okay. So that was pretty weird. But yeah, we started becoming
Sure, I remember.
closer.
Yeah, I don't know who started that actually.
Hell if I know. Probably had something to do with. I think it was basketball. I think it had to do with basketball. But you know, too many. Not. We didn't have a lot of people.
We definitely
but there
had
were too
completely
many
different play styles in basketball.
Yeah, I don't know how it.
Dude, we had
happened that way.
completely different play styles in basketball. Oh man, basketball.
But we know each other through school, and then we got back because of league, I think it was. And I think at the start we weren't really that close either. And it wasn't until maybe a year ago, probably, that we started actually getting pretty close. Maybe 2 years, but I'd say recently we're definitely a lot closer than we were before.
I think it was about 2 years now.
2 years? Okay, Therese asked, what's
Wild.
one word you would use to describe yourself or each other?
Oh, I got one to describe both of us. It's
Okay.
a phrase.
Okay.
It's a it's a phrase. It's old men.
Okay, yeah,
Old
yeah.
men.
We're a couple of old men.
I wake up every morning. My back hurts. I know your
Yep.
back hurts.
Oh, my back hurts all the time. It doesn't
Every
help that
morning.
I'm in this wooden
Every
chair
morning.
right now. You have that nice gaming chair, help support your back, but I haven't had any back support for a while.
It still hurts
now.
with this chair. It still hurts.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I'm sure Jesselyn probably has heard me complain about my back more times than she would like. And if Jonah's still in the chat, he definitely knows, especially since he has my chair right now, and he knows how comfortable that is and how much of a pain this chair is compared to it.
Jesselyn, did you meet her through like your classes or?
Yeah, so this is actually kind of funny. So I think I had 2 geology classes with Jess. The first one was oceanography my sophomore year, and she sat in front of me, and the only thing I remember about her from then was that she wore candy corn leggings for Halloween because we were supposed to we all dressed up. I think it was Sokka that year, but she wore those leggings, and the next year I want to say it was when we had our Florida class together. Yeah, that would make sense. So she said that we bonded over being old people, which, yeah. But so
Old people club.
we didn't become very close until the Florida trip because, like I said, we were stuck in a car together. I guess it started as stuck in a car together to, I don't know if there's another word for it, to like willingly being in the car together. And honestly, we just didn't have anything to do other than talk about everything because we had so much time. And there was actually, I'm never going to forget this because this was one of like the funniest moments of that trip for me. It was, so there was a point where the professor, he didn't want to be driving whatever 12 or 15 passenger van, and so he took over as the driver for our car because we had a pretty nice car. Not gonna lie, because we had like just like an SUV, and we were like lugging a bunch of luggage and like gear around. So we had an actual like car versus a van. And so after after the time where he was in the vehicle, Jess and I both like got out of the car and ran at each other and hugged each other because we missed each other, because she said she felt bad for me because I didn't know anyone else in the car. So she invited me into the car, and then Lindsay got kicked out. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Lindsay. So Lindsay was another person. So yeah, I really appreciate that, Jess. I'm glad you did that. I don't know that I wouldn't say that saved my life, but that was good for me. Because now I have like a best friend for who knows how long now. But Lindsay was another person in the car, and I don't think Lindsay drove once. So, you know, you go on trips and you typically, you know, switch drivers because you can't have one person drive the whole time. I'm pretty sure Lindsay just slept the whole time, I want to say. And I think most of the time Jess and I would forget that she was even in the vehicle. Like, all these conversations could have involved Lindsay, but I don't know if she was part of any of them. But yeah, so we were, I guess maybe not forced into the car anymore, but I remember the beginning of the class, I sat at the table with Lindsay and Jess because I think they were like the only two people that I recognized other than Ella in the class. She was my TA for one of my classes before, but I ended up sitting next to Jess or like at the little group of tables. She didn't want to. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't have wanted to be in the vans either, but it would have been nice if she drove. But yeah, I'd say Jess at that point was definitely or I guess after that trip was definitely my closest friend. And I guess we're not as close now because we're not like around each other every single day. Okay, we're best friends forever. We'll always be best friends, Jess.
So you're best friends forever.
We are best friends
Aww.
forever. But we're not as close now. I mean, we just don't talk as much. It's hard. I guess I have a hard time talking to people when I don't see them on a daily basis. But we still have a nice
Jess,
group chat.
You hear that? You gotta start texting them first now.
Yeah, I'm very bad at texting people first. So Jess, you're always welcome to just text me whenever. And Colleen is also in the chat. She was on that trip too, and we have a group chat of people that. Oh, this was a passion for a good amount of time actually. Jess, don't cry right now. Stop. You stop. But for a semester, no, it was half a semester, we did a rock climbing class together. And for a while, I'd say that was a passion of ours, actually. That was a shared passion where we would rock climb 2 to 3 times a week. Maybe not 3. 3's a lot. But we would rock climb a lot. And I wanted to continue that coming back to school because it's a really good way to stay in shape. Since we're old people, she said she'll send
a letter in the mail.
I don't know if we want that. That might be a little too. Hey, Claire. So Claire was another person we rock climbed with. She's also a geologist. But so rock climbing was a passion, and I would love.
She graduated
to
too.
Get back. Yeah, she graduated as well. I would love to get back into rock climbing again. But it's hard because I'm pretty sure. Until I think it's October 1st, so that's tomorrow, right? October 1st. The rec center is closed, so maybe it'll open up again and I can go back. But yeah, that's I guess the story of me and Jess for now.
Let's say you met everybody in chat.
Well, I would have. Yeah, I think I know every single person in this chat. How many people do we have? 5 people, and 3 of them.
Thanks for the shout out.
You know, Claire, I wouldn't say you're famous, seeing as, you know, you already know 2 people in this chat. And actually, Satiri, I'm pretty sure you're one of the people in the chat now, so. Apollo Ascended.
Hey,
Who's Apollo Ascended? Do we know that? Do we know
Kanan's
him?
on.
Oh, okay. So
That's Kanan. So
that's
we used to go to high
Kanan.
school with Kanan. I don't. He was in my grade. Shout out to the homie, dude. We fought in like junior year of high school.
Oh, okay, okay.
Long story short, we hated each other. Yeah, we hated each other for a long time. And I don't know. I don't remember if it was senior year or a little after. We
Mhm.
were hanging out at Miles Haskins' house, another friend of mine, and we just started getting closer again, and we're really good friends now. We work out every now and then together. Like, he's got a cool YouTube channel. Check it out.
Oh, you should probably
Climb.
say the name of the YouTube channel, unless it's Apollo Ascended. That would make sense.
Apparently, rock climbing's open.
Um.
It's Apollo Ascended. It's that YouTube.
Oh, I guess that
channel.
would make sense because this is YouTube. Jess, right now it's not open because we're on our lockdown, our stay-at-home order for I think until October 1st. So it was a 2-week lockdown. So they aren't allowing people on campus except for classes, which doesn't really make sense to me. But Colleen, we can do rock climbing at wherever we're at and just video chat while we're rock climbing. That way we can still be together while rock climbing. That might be a little dangerous to be being distracted, but it's whatever. When have we not done anything?
Have you seen
dangerous?
that guy who free climbs like thousands of feet?
Which guy? There's a lot of guys that do that. Is there one like right now
Oh, man.
that's doing it? We watched a documentary on like free climbers and stuff. Yes, Jess, they are.
Yeah.
And,
So
yeah.
it's the dude who free climbed Yosemite's El Capitan. That guy. What's his name? Alex
I don't remember his
Honnold.
name.
Honnold?
Alex Honnold? Did we talk about him?
Oh yeah. I saw him on like a bunch of GQ interviews and stuff. Oh yeah. He was like one of the first.
Oh
people
yeah.
to
He
climb
was in the documentary
Yosemite's
we had
like mountain
watched.
thing with just his hands and chalk, like nothing else.
Yeah, that's free climbing is.
Oh yeah, dude's crazy.
people are
His grip
crazy.
strength's like ridiculous.
The girls in the chat that I rock climbed with can tell you that I was pretty good, but I think that was only because I have long arms and legs. If I was shorter, it would have been very difficult for me, and I definitely wouldn't have had. Well, I might have had the leg strength because. No, I probably wouldn't have had the leg strength because I definitely wouldn't have played basketball if I was that much shorter. But so there were a lot of routes that I could do that they couldn't do, but it was just because I could reach to the next hold and they couldn't. It was so it was pretty funny getting berated by them at the time.
I've actually never gone rock climbing before. I've always wanted to, but I've never done it.
Let's do it.
I've only climbed like trees and stuff when I was little.
Hey, I guess that's what started it for me.
Yeah, he
but,
was insane.
I wouldn't say insane, Colleen. Just tall. But a friend of mine, he still goes to school at Grand Valley.
Dude,
He
you're
rock
next to
climbs
Alex Honnold.
all the time. I don't think I can free climb. I don't have that much confidence. No, I need to be harnessed in. I guess I could boulder. Bouldering's fine. I like bouldering. I don't like climbing very tall. That's true. I bet you could have.
So explain to me what a V4 and a V5 is.
Okay, so there are rating systems and V4.
As someone who doesn't rock climb.
So V0 is like the easiest. I think those are bouldering. They can correct me if I'm wrong because I'm pretty sure I just looked up the answers for the quiz before we took it. But the V's are for bouldering, and I don't remember the actual name, but it starts at V0 as the easiest, and it goes up to I think V5. I don't remember the highest, but V5 would have been the hardest. And so I think we were all consistently doing V3s, I want to say. And obviously Jess is saying that she could have gotten V4s or V5s if she was as tall as me. So we didn't. I think I did a couple of V4s. But those were really difficult because I remember there was this one where there's like a little cubby and I was trying to climb on the ceiling to get out. I just couldn't do it. But the cool thing about rock climbing was that a lot of stuff. So yes, height meant a lot, but technique was a really big thing. And I would say my technique was bad compared to them because I didn't need to use the technique as often. Like because I could just reach and do stuff.
You just reach out and
13.
grab everything.
Oh, okay. So Jess said it goes up to 13. This shows you how much I paid attention in class. Actually, I'm pretty sure I missed half.
Wait, what's the highest you got to?
Oh, I probably couldn't even. I think I did like. We could only handle up to V5. So probably V5. I don't even remember being able to do a V5. There might have been one that was just easier than all the other V5s that we could do. But it really, I think rock climbing.
Do they have one of each at
No, they had multiple. So they had like.
Okay.
Yeah, they just. Had...
I guess what I'm asking is, do they have any like V13s or whatever?
I don't.
At Grand Valley.
I don't remember, because it periodically changes. So the routes that are up there now aren't going to be. I'm assuming they had to have at least had one V13, but I'm sure they did. I just wouldn't have paid attention to it, because if I could barely do a V5, then why would I be trying to do a V13? But you said you've never done it. I would love to go and rock climb. Probably not at Grand Valley. Well, actually, you could come up to Grand Valley and do it. It's, I think, $10 for a day pass, maybe $15 for someone that's not a student. Or we could go out to, I don't know where it would go. Like out by Ann Arbor, I think there's a good place there. One of them would know better, because I'm sure they have actually been there. Actually, I could probably just look it up. Or we could go and just find a place we can climb outside, but I wouldn't know how to go about doing that, so we should probably go to a... Oh, okay, this isn't gonna hear me. So... Nope, still not working. Inside Moves and Terra Firma is the one that is in Grand Rapids. We could go there if they're still open, because that would be really fun. I don't remember which one is better, but I don't like
what's it called? Terraforma?
Yeah, or terra firma. I don't like top roping, which is where you have a harness and like you climb all the way up to like whatever the top of the wall is. I hate doing that. Like, I'm deathly afraid of heights. Okay, so Planet Rock is in Ann Arbor. Probably don't want to go all the way out to Ann Arbor. There's it's the largest
down, I guess. I'm always down to try something new.
Michigan. So but I hate top roping.
They're open till 10 p.m.
Yeah, why wouldn't they be? People like climbing, I'm sure.
I don't know, I guess that just seems late. That seems late to me for some reason.
Rock climbing. No. I mean, you work out at like 11 p.m. midnight? Like, why not go rock climbing at that time? You wouldn't even need to work out. Rock climbing.
That's true. I do work out pretty late. I believe it.
Oh, I'd love that, Jess. That'd be great.
Do you have pictures? I want to see some of their pictures.
But I like bouldering. So bouldering is up to shit. I don't.
Dude, I really want to go skydiving. Actually.
Nope. Never gonna do that.
I'd love to go skydiving.
Yeah, I just saw an article.
I wish that could turn into a passion for me.
I just saw an article about a girl who was with a professional skydiver and their chute didn't open, so they didn't make it. So like that's what I'm afraid of.
Wait, the first chute or the second chute?
Dang. Oh, are we
Do I
back?
have to start streaming from now on?
No. Oh, let's.
Nah, it says it ended.
Oh, it's not back up. It's not back live. That sucks, man. My Wi-Fi is inting me.
Oh wait, Teresa's welcome back.
Welcome back. Thanks, Therese. We're back.
Guess we're back on.
Is this showing a car? Can you see a car, Therese?
Wait, hold on. We actually can.
Okay, yes. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys.
So mine looks like I'm trying to find like one that's similar to mine.
Here, modified.
Third row. Third row. It's the one with the black hood and black wheels.
This one. This one.
Oh well, red car.
That's kind of not
nice.
Loading. Here,
let me phrase that again. Don't go and test it out.
Oh, that means you guys missed us talking about how Satiri wants to jump out of cars going 60 miles per hour.
How did that come up again?
I don't know. I don't remember how any of this came up. It's unfortunate that this happened, that we cut out like that.
LOL, red car.
Okay, so they don't want to name your car, Satiri, so we can name your car together.
Wait, I think we talked about that though after, so they weren't here for it.
Oh, the car? Haha, that would
Yeah.
make sense. What?
What?
Therese, why
So
are you...
we were talking about a passion of mine is cars and how much I love cars.
Mhm.
And I just got a new Honda S2000, well, new to me at least. And I haven't named her yet, so I need chat's help for thinking of a name for my new car. We're going to show you what she looks like, but I don't have any pictures on me.
Do we really want Missouri or Therese naming your car, though, Satiri?
I don't know. My
Probably
Jeep's
not.
name was Betty, after Betty White, because I love Betty White.
That's Woodwick. Oh, that's not a bad
Woodwick.
one. Because you like Woodwick, Satiri. You can't
True,
say
that's
no to
true.
these.
I need
Satiri.
I need a female name though, like not like Stacy, but like Stacy.
Wait, let me see if Streamlabs has a poll that I can do. Let me see. The jar, spin wheel. No, the only thing I can do is a spin wheel, and I would have to put things in for it. That's disappointing.
Oh, I've got a great name. All right, Therese. What's your...
Okay.
Uh-oh. Why was I literally thinking of the name Stacy? What was Stacy's mom's name? Did they ever say it in the song?
No, all that we know is that she's got it going on.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Ruby.
Oh, Ruby wouldn't be bad actually.
I was gonna say we
appreciate
should
that
name it
name.
after a rock.
That's a solid
just,
name.
just to troll him, but
To
Ruby
troll me.
works. Ruby works.
Ruby's not bad.
Darlene?
Darlene,
I
ooh.
hate that.
I
No,
like that
I hate
name.
that.
To be honest, I like old lady
Stop,
names. To be
stop.
honest,
That's so
so like
creepy.
Darlene. Why?
Oh,
I vote
2
Darlene.
votes for Darlene.
Darlene
3
it
votes
is.
for Darlene. Looks like your car is named Darlene.
Darlene the S2000.
Okay. I'm glad we could do that.
Wait, Therese, how'd you come up with Darlene? That's all I want to know. Look up bonding in the chat over here.
Okay, so we have Satiri's car named Darlene. That's pretty. I don't
I'll
like
bring
the
her on
name.
stream one time. We'll interview her.
Yeah, that's weird. How would an interview with a car work, Satiri?
I will show you how fast she goes, and how loud she is.
Okay.
She's a loudmouth. Let me tell you, she talks a lot.
Okay, that works. That'll be good for our podcast. A loud, lots of talker. Okay.
It just popped into your head. Oh. I thought you had like a cool story behind it, like you knew an old lady named Darlene and she gave you crack one
Nah,
time.
she's lying, man. Oh my gosh, Club Penguin. I remember getting back into that because of quarantine. That was a fun couple of
Dude,
days.
we haven't been in there in like months.
Crack? Wait. Oh,
she
is
got
that
the
what you
name.
and okay.
That old lady that gave her crack was named Darlene.
That's a wonderful name. Let's see, but we're getting close to about an hour. I'd say that's pretty good. If anyone in the chat wants to throw out a passion of theirs, and we can talk about that before we go. And if not, we can wrap things up and be on with our day. No, Therese. It can't be shut down if we were playing Club Penguin. Like, come on now.
Well, they did shut it down for a while.
That's true, but it obviously
And they
came
brought it
back.
back.
It came back.
Dude,
Actually, I don't know if
Penguin
my
was
stream
lit.
has a delay.
Get a golden dragon
Think
suit
about
and
it.
everything.
Who did?
My Club Penguin. My
Oh,
new
I'm
one.
pretty sure like a bunch of gold suits were coming back. Am I passionate about beer making? I
Did
want
we
to
talk about this off stream?
We did talk about this off stream. I'm going to say no, not right now. Because the last time I made a beer was when we made a beer. And that was a while ago. It's a bit delayed. Okay, that kind of sucks. I'll have to change that for the next stream so that we're live with the chat. But okay, so No, I'm not passionate about beer making right now because I haven't been able to make any beer, and that's because I have to get the bottle caps, the bottles, and a capper, and I haven't really been doing that. Yes, actually, I got a beer making kit for Christmas, so I have that ready to go. I just need to bottle the beer. I think I have to buy new ingredients because those are definitely bad and not useful because it's almost been a year. Um, but I will get back into beer making again, Jess. Probably after I graduate.
Dude, I want to get into whiskey making.
Graduate.
It's not really making whiskey. It's more of like aging it technically, but
Is whiskey a drink before it's whiskey? So what is the
it's a clear
liquid that you
spirit.
put in there and to make it whiskey?
So technically, well, whiskey's made from different grains. Whiskey's like when you think of whiskey,
So
like you
it's
should think of
like
like sports. That's how you should think of it, because like there's different sports, right? Like there's soccer, there's basketball.
so
Same
it's like
thing with
it's like
whiskey.
beer. It's like making
Yeah,
beer.
yeah.
Okay.
So when you make whiskey like on your own, you're not making it because you have to age it
Hmm.
for it to become whiskey. Otherwise, it's just a clear spirit.
Okay. Does it become brown because of the barrel? Do you put it in a barrel to
Yes,
age it and
actually
it
it
becomes
does.
brown
So
because
that's
of the
how it
barrel?
gets its color. Is from like oak barrels or charred barrels.
Okay.
Yes.
So Therese just asked what passion or topic, or is there a passion or topic that we wish we got into?
Skydiving.
Skydiving. Okay, so Therese
Learning
is
how to learning how to fall like
learning how
this.
to fall properly. Shoot, I'm sure there is something. I'm gonna look around my room to see if there's anything that would remind me about it. Um, hmm. Off the top of my head, Therese, I'm gonna say no. Yeah, I'm just gonna say no right now because I can't think of anything. Oh, I guess actually becoming fluent in Spanish is something that I actually wish I got
Spanish?
into. Yes, because that was a you could probably call it a passion at the time because I did what seventh, eighth, probably like 5 to 7 years of Spanish. And I was pretty. I would say I was getting close to being fluent. Um, but then I took a couple of classes at school, and it wasn't in Spanish. They spoke a lot of English, so it kind of I got worse at Spanish taking those classes because I was taking advanced classes in high school, and so it kind of just I lost my passion for it because I wasn't using it and I wasn't getting better at it, and so I guess you can probably say that. But now I'm learning Japanese, so hopefully I become fluent in that in a couple of months. 3 months is the plan. Well, that's not going to happen because I'm pretty lazy. But Japanese is what I'm working on now.
All right, Marcus, we just passed an hour. It's a
Cool.
longer stream than we were planning on doing.
Yep, we planned on 30 minutes. We'll get better at this. So thanks
Eventually.
everyone for coming. I'm Marcus and this is Satiri. This is
I'm
our first
Satiri.
podcast. Maybe we'll see if we want to keep doing hour-long podcasts. I guess it depends on how many topics we do. But we will do another podcast at the same time next Wednesday here, or maybe not on my channel. We might make a new channel. We'll keep everyone updated on something. I'll tweet it out, Snapchat it, something. Um,
Marcus, you have such supportive friends.
I do. That's okay.
I'm reading the
I'm
chat
gonna
right now.
I'm
just
gonna
realizing like
I'm gonna go off on a tangent, and I guess it's not a tangent because geology is a passion of mine. Geology has probably been the best thing to happen to me, and definitely a passion that I'm very proud of because the geology community is so close knit. Like I guess before everyone graduated, I knew like every single person in the department, and I was probably friends with every single person. And obviously, you can see that even after graduating, we can still be pretty close. So that yeah, thanks guys for coming out and supporting me here on our first podcast. Um, and hope we see you guys on the next one. Do leave a like and subscribe. Never thought I'd ever say that to anyone. Um, and I'll keep you updated on where the stream will be. But it will be at the same time next week somewhere on YouTube. So thanks for stopping by, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week.